Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning, 7:30 in the morning, July 19th. I don't have any new announcements that aren't already in the worship service. I don't have any new prayer requests that we didn't pray over in the worship service. So, it's been a pretty quiet week for the most part. Two exceptional things that happened this week, I guess, that stand out for me was that we had a couple of in-person meetings. The finance committee meeting had about 10 people, and we were all quite spread out in the fellowship hall, about a half hour long. It wasn't bad. And then there was church council meeting, which was a few more people, and I'd already been there for a half hour, so I didn't stay for the whole thing. But I'm sorry, that just made me a little uncomfortable to be in large groups still. And I don't think I'm alone. I think my issue was just that we had two meetings back to back, Anyway, not relevant particularly, but my takeaway from that is before I left, I asked everybody how they felt about in-person worship, and was a unanimous consensus of opinion. What I felt, I could be wrong, but nobody's feeling real good about meeting in person just yet. It's not safe, was kind of the word that I heard. And then the second takeaway for this week was kind of along the same lines, but I don't know how many of you heard the evening speech by Governor DeWine. Kind of the message that he's given too. We're not out of the woods in this thing yet, but not by a long shot. And if you're a numbers person like I am, and you watch the state numbers, I get those every couple of days. I've been putting them in a spreadsheet. I told you I'm a numbers guy. And I have a little graph, and I watch the graph, and they're a little scary. There's more cases every day now than there was a couple of months ago when it was a really big deal and we were all sheltering in place and stuff. And now we're not doing those things, and we have even more cases. And usually what happens, what we're watching those numbers, usually what happens is when the cases go up, I'm talking with my hands and you can't see my hands. When the cases go up, about 2 weeks after the cases go up, hospitalizations start to go up. And 2 or 3 weeks after hospitalizations start to go up, that's when the deaths start to go up. And I'm watching those graphs, and the big spike in cases started about 2 weeks ago. And this week we started to see an increase in hospitalizations. And just kind of holding my breath that there's some folks saying, well, look, the deaths are still going down. Well, no, they're not. They really kind of stopped going down a week or so ago. I'm hoping maybe they're right, but we're not out of the woods. And you all know that. I'm not telling you anything new. I just want you to know there's hope. There are people who love you. There's a church that cares for you. There's a God who never forgot you. Be careful out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Watch. Be on the lookout for your neighbors. And I want to challenge you. You're going to hear it again in the worship service, but I want to challenge you to use your imagination. Use the power of your mind and your heart that God gave you, and see if you can figure out how you can be Jesus to the people around you. It doesn't have to cost money, but it might. It might. watch the people around you and see how you can be Jesus. This week, I want you to be Jesus to somebody around you. Have a great week, everybody.